Hello, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Amanda, and I am a Zazzle creator as well as a pretty frequent shopper. It hasn't been even a year yet since I made my last video on how to save money on Zazzle, but in that time a lot has changed, and with the recent early Black Friday sales, I thought it would be a great time to do an update to the video and provide a few things to consider as a Zazzle shopper and maybe as a creator as well. If you haven't seen the first video, I will link it below. Many of the tips I suggest still apply, although there are a few things that have changed, and I will try to address those in this video. If this video conflicts with what I said in the past video, consider the advice I give now the more up-to-date and better advice to follow when it comes to shopping on the site. I do plan on releasing another video with 2 additional tips coming soon. If you'd like to be notified when that new video releases, I hope you will consider subscribing and selecting the notification bell so you get an update when I post. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. My first recommendation is not to purchase an item on Zazzle unless it is 20% off or more. The cheat sheet I included in the video last year, I would say is still pretty accurate. 30% is definitely go time. It is definitely the time to purchase. You will find some special sales around Black Friday, maybe when Mother's Day is coming, things like that, where you might get 40% off on some particular items related to the holiday. But in general, if the whole site is at 30% off, I would really suggest looking at those sales. We are not seeing sales a lot higher than that on many items anymore. So I think it's a great place to feel pretty confident that you're getting a good deal on the platform. I would probably update this and say that 20 and 25% are both pretty good sales as well, but I would definitely say at 15%, I'd wait. And if you have the time to spend where you're not facing a quick deadline, I would say maybe skip the 20% as well. As we get closer to the holidays though, and with tariffs continuing to take effect, many of which I've heard will come after the midterms in the US, which is here in November when traditionally those big sales hit, I have a little bit less confidence of what the sales and percents off might look like in the future. My second recommendation is I would not overestimate the Black Friday or Cyber Monday sales. And I say that for a few reasons. One, obviously there are some changes coming in the economy, and so everything's a little bit up in the air even still now. But I also base that on last year. Traditionally, there are a handful of items that Zazzle has put on deep discount on Black Friday and Cyber Monday. That has often been 50% off. The items that are pretty consistently heavily marked down on those Black Friday and Cyber Mondays are ornaments, throw pillows, playing cards, and stickers. There's an additional one that I'll talk about on the next slide. So as you can see, last year, those were only 40% off. I would suspect that we will not see higher percents off again on the platform anytime soon. I think 40% is going to be where a lot of items top off, especially gift items. One item that seems to be getting marked down less frequently than I had seen in the past was mugs. And you'll see that Cyber Monday last year, mugs were just 30% off. And since looking at mugs kind of since that time, that seems to be about the cap of the percent at which they get marked off. So there was one opportunity last year for 50% off on the site. And I definitely was a little bit fooled when I first looked at this in the email. And once I looked at it more carefully, I understood what they were saying. But they talked about 50 of their Zazzle favorites. At first, I interpreted this as various product types. But what I found out was that it was actually 50 items from the entire Zazzle catalog of all designs and all creators. So 50 total items were on sale. So these were items by specific creators, only on a specific product with a specific design. So if you liked one of those 50 items, that was great. You could get that discount. But if you're there to really shop around and try to personalize and look for your own special interest for you or for a loved one, it was a fairly limited opportunity. And that was a little bit disappointing, not only to shoppers, but also to creators, many of whom, myself included, did not find any of their products on those Zazzle favorites. So here is last year's Black Friday deals, and you'll notice I underlined and very obnoxiously capitalized and made quite large last year. I just want to make sure it's really clear that these are not upcoming sales. So last year on Black Friday, the site-wide was 25%, which is a very good site-wide amount. In the first video, I talk about and have a list of some items I would definitely recommend when you get to these site-wide sales, and that is pretty consistent this year as well. Items that were 40% off were ornaments, stickers, calendars, keychains, hats, mouse pads, puzzles, water bottles, canvas prints, and of course, business cards. Cyber Monday deals last year were even better. I don't know that that's consistent every year. I don't know that it will be the same this year, but this is what I found in looking back. Last year, it was site-wide at 30% off, which is fantastic. And then some items were even 40%. Wrapping paper, cards, stickers, labels, socks, calendars, playing cards, tote bags, keychains, pillows, ornaments, hats, mouse pads, puzzles, water bottles, aprons, tapestries, and even some more. Those were some of the big gift and holiday-related items that I noticed. And then some other faves from my shop and for gifts that I've given and that I think across the board in shopping and holidays are pretty popular. These were 30% off, so t-shirts, notebooks, mugs, and more. And obviously the site-wide was 30%, but these are some big sellers, and I think that's why they highlighted them. I hope you have found part 1 of this video useful. Tomorrow I plan to return with information about the current early Black Friday sale. In it, you will learn a little bit about what we can predict based on what's included in the sale, as well as a few of the items I think you might want to purchase, and those you could possibly skip this time around. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to have you back soon.